Is Sydney Sweeney hot? First of all, let's be honest, her name is a W, okay? Sydney Sweeney, it just sounds sexy, you know, the kind of name that gives you a boner. You know the vibe. And then you scroll her pictures on the internet, and some pictures like this are mamma mia, and some other pictures, she looks like a regular white girl. White chick. What the hell is actually happening? How does she look so different from picture to picture? I mean, she's the same person, right? Let's break this down. And yes, by the way, this is a serious video. In the end, there is gonna be applicable advice, an actual real-life lesson. So stick around, like this video if I piqued your interest enough, and if you're not subscribed, that's okay. Just let me know down in the comments the reason you're not subscribed to my channel. Maybe I can improve something, become a better YouTuber worthy of your support. Thank you for those who are already subscribed. And now let's dive deep inside Sydney Sweeney. I wish, but okay. In short, yes, I consider her hot. I'd date her. Actually, if she's up to it, like she's up to hooking up with me, I'm on my next plane to the US, okay? But that doesn't really tell us much, does it now? If we try to answer objectively, is she hot or not? I don't think that it would be a very hard question because most men dream of being able to simp for a girl like her. So why there is such controversy on the internet, you know? Some are calling her mid-girl, like average white girl energy, and others are claiming that she has the best genes on earth. Other than the personal copes that you will find within every man, I think this whole fuss is in the contrast between the pictures she takes. She just looks so different on different pictures. If she was looking the same everywhere, I don't think she will be this controversial as a figure. And that, guys, is the main point of the video. But before I get to it, I'm gonna discuss some fallacy. I saw this on a video from Quoves, and they were talking about how people perceive celebrities versus regular people. I'm gonna show this graph with circles. They originally used another actress, but I'm gonna use Sydney Sweeney here. Because if you look at her and you compare her to other actresses or to other professionals that you're watching, I know you watch those girls online, right? And you're comparing her to the hottest of the hottest, you will have a tendency to say like, okay, I have seen this before. But in reality, if you go out on the street, no matter where you live, and I live in Russia, okay, everyone knows how beautiful Russian girls are. The average Russian girl is like a model in the UK and all these jokes. But whatever your city is, if you go take a walk outside, what are the chances that you're gonna meet a girl as attractive as Sydney Sweeney? I don't think it happens every day. And if it did, I don't know, you're hanging in the right spots, I guess. But again, it's very rare to meet people of such attractiveness on the same level. I might also add that this is what leads B-pillars who are chronically online judging guys and saying like clavicular is a 6 or a 7, telling me that I'm a 4 or something, because they might be comparing us legit to Austin Wayne or something like this, to people that you really don't see in real life. Like those people would be, I don't know, mega rich, living in alternative societies. This is not the point of the video. This is just something I wanted to mention, that people are comparing her to their celebrity crush. And is that fair or not? I don't know, but compared to the average girl that you might see on the street, yeah, she's hot. You cannot say like, oh, I wouldn't date her, or like, nah, we all would. That's the point. I move to the actual point of the video, which is the fact that Sydney Sweeney is looks maxing and also exposure maxing. I don't know how mix is gonna work, but I'm gonna explain and hopefully you understand what I'm getting at, okay? So maybe without makeup, without few surgeries that she did, we don't know if she did any filters or not. Like the medicine is advancing so much that you can't really tell if someone has done something. Even doctors themselves will find a hard time, you know, guessing what operation did any person did. But let's just assume that she's natural, okay? Without makeup, without getting ready, without picking the best perfect picture, because she took thousands of pictures and then they used only the 5 best of them. If you remove all these factors, maybe she looks normal. But why would she do that? She's smart and she has this feminine intuition that we always talk about. Like women are smarter than men in terms of like how they feel and social awareness and whatever. I think the smartest thing, like if one thing women are superior at, is actually abusing every advantage that they get. maybe because they're actually weaker. I'm not here to discuss biology, okay? But what I'm going at is that she has, for example, big boobs. Everyone has seen how massive her boobs is. I'm not gonna put the picture here or maybe like censor it a bit, but you can go to her Instagram and the first thing you're gonna see is a pair of boobs. She knows that she has big boobs and she's shameless. She just uses them to her advantage. And this looks okay because she's hot in the end. She's gonna get some haters, but the people who simp for her will be more than the people who hate her, but that doesn't matter. She will have enough simps anyway, and that's what she wants. I mean, that's for her image. She becomes more famous, more people like her, she makes more money, she's invited to bigger shows and better advertisement deals and whatever. So she knows what she wants. She's sexualizing herself. The joke like women don't treat us like object, and then look how women treat each other. She doesn't care, okay? She treats herself, she advertises herself, she makes herself look the best she could do. Now, a lot of people hate this, and the majority of those are men. Okay, there are a lot of women who hate her, but that's because they're jealous of her. Let's exclude those. The guys who hate her, I mean, all of them would sleep with her given the opportunity, but why do they hate her? Why do they hate all of this? It's because of a sense of high morality where people don't like to cheat. They consider that makeup is cheating, or that you did not deserve it. The concept of deserving and not deserving. And this is where a lot of men would stop their looks maxing journey at. So as a man, you want to improve how you look, but you feel like you're cheating. A lot of men consider that hair transplant is cheating. A lot of men consider that if you were born with a nose like this and you try to fix your nose through surgery, that it would not be fair, as it will not be you, or you have to announce it to people. I know that maybe we in this sphere, we do not look at it this way, but the vast majority of men in normie land, if you tell them like, hey, you have a button here, you have a scar on your skin, use some makeup to hide it, the majority of men will tell you, oh, that's gay, are you a girl, why do you care? And this social shaming here, it's on the same spectrum, by the way Sydney Sweeney sexualizes herself, and the way the majority of men refuse to even style max, just wearing nice clothes. Some men, they do not have the confidence, and I'm sorry to use that word, to wear suits. If you tell a guy like, hey, wear a suit, and he's like, what? Why? Am I a CEO or something? Like, I will look so important. I don't want to catch that much attention. He's like shy. And I had this happen with a guy I know on his wedding day. They had to beg him to wear like a bow tie or something. Like, he could not be the center of attention. And that, guys, is the exposure maxing part of it. Like, there is, again, the product and how you advertise for it. And as a man, if you ever want to sleep with a girl, for those who can manage to do so, right? She will sleep with you because of how you look. So trying to tame down, like to be humble, you gain no points, telling a girl that, hey, I'm a smart guy, she must like me for who I am, let's talk to her. And I refuse to do like wearing, I don't know, perfume, style max, fix my hair, take a shower, whatever. I'm not turning this into like red pill game stuff. All I'm saying is a lot of men just completely ignore the part of how you expose yourself. For example, he was a 4 his whole life. Then he had like a couple of surgeries or whatever. Now he's like a 5.5, a 6. And like not to the point of 8, because at that point, you don't really need much advertising. You just go on the street and girls will be throwing themselves at you, like choosing signals and whatnot. But if you are a better than average looking dude, it is actually in your benefit to learn how to Sydney Sweeney Max, to expose yourself. Like if you're tall, you flex the fact that you're tall. If you are like 6'5" guy, but you lack in the face, you must be showing yourself like with other guys, like that you are taller than them, that you're towering over people, that you're playing basketball, whatever. If you are a guy who sings, your Instagram must be shorts and reels of you singing, flexing that voice. If your eyes are blue, you should have like these shot pictures of your eyes, like big. You should abuse every advantage you have. Sydney Sweeney, she's like a beautiful average girl, but she knows that she has big boobs, and then she's like this all the time, like showing, okay, I'm gonna She's showing cleavage all the time, right? She knows what she's doing. I mean, she pretends, and then Alexander Grace had made a great video about women pretending not to know what they're doing, but yeah, we all know that they know what they're doing. So she's maximizing her sexuality, her sexiness, or I think sexiness. Yeah, she's just maximizing the attractiveness, the traits that she has. If she had a better ass, and I don't know if she does or not, she would be posting herself in like yoga pants, bending and whatnot. So that's actually also a part of why men overrate women all the time. It's like, yeah, she's a 5, but when he looks at her, she's wearing makeup that gets her to a 6, and now she's in the gym wearing yoga pants and like bending like this, like showing you her ass and stuff, and you're thinking like, okay, she's a 6.5. No, she's not. She's a 5 and you're horny. But then there is nothing wrong with that. You're not gonna have sex with the realistic picture that she is. If I was going to sleep with Sydney Sweeney, I'm not gonna take her swim and like dip her head and remove her makeup, make her as ugly as possible and say like, okay, now let's have some fun. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep her as attractive as she is. And well, I'm not gonna give you an image on what I'm gonna do to her, right? I'm gonna do that after I finish recording this video. But again, making yourself look as good as possible is something that most men should try. If you are sub 5, this doesn't matter to you. You're like, okay, you do whatever, like whatever you do, whatever you don't, it doesn't matter. That's not the point of the video. But for the men who are above average, but they are stuck, they would not do anything. Like, I'm paying this guy, I have not went yet, I'm paying this guy who is a professional in image, like he's gonna change my style, like he's gonna tell me how I should do my hair and how like this haircut makes this feature pop up, like facial thirds and stuff. I'm actually going to see this person so he tells me what is the best hair I can wear, like whether should I like, you know, men bun it, should I keep it like this, should I cut it shorter. This guy is professional and I have seen his work with other guys. Why would I do that? Because it's objectively making me better, and I can guarantee you, I might not have scientific proof on this, but as me myself, from looking a certain way to upgrading the way I look, my life has improved. So when I'm finally looking the best I can look, you know, I lose the rest of the fat that I need to lose, I get the best hairstyle ever, the best clothes ever, and I make myself look best from all angles. I'm gonna go like take professional photo shoots to make myself look as a giga Chad. Will that be lying? Probably. Is that morally questionable? I don't know, I think not. For some people, yes. For other people, not. But the pictures that I'm gonna use for my Instagram, which is the main dating app, and actual dating apps, they're gonna be maxed as F. I'm gonna maximize, I'm gonna be looking like an 8 or a 9 on these apps, and I don't care. If a girl meets me and then she's like, nah, you catfished me, I'm done, good. At least like I made her go through the pain of traveling, whatever, like she did not flake on me, right? But it doesn't matter, because what people perceive is their reality. Like, if she's like a 9 when you're sleeping with her, and then, you know, she gets pregnant, yeah, you would want to know how she looked before. You want to ask for her pictures as a kid. But as long as you're not getting her pregnant, you don't care, because she looks awesome right now. Like, your dick gets hard when you see her naked. And that's the same thing. Girls will look at us men, the attractive ones, and they will get, you know, not hard, but wet, according to what they're seeing right now. But men stupidly just want to carry photos of their before and just show it to them. You know, I think the best kind of way to describe the situation, I was wearing a very cool suit, and the pants I got, they were on sales, basically costing me like $5 or $10 or something. And a woman from my family, like just older than me, she told me like, oh, you look so cool, this is a very nice suit. And I told her, can you guess that I bought the pants for like $10? I was trying to brag that I'm frugal, that I'm thrifty, you know, that I could find cheap pants by being patient, by going for sales. And I thought that was the flex. She told me, shh, don't tell people that. Let them just assume that you have expensive clothes. Why did I do that? Because I had this simpy reflex of not trying to cheat people, you know, to appear better than what I am. Like to say like, oh, I know these pants look good, but I am even better because I bought them for cheap. Like, no. Let them just assume that those are expensive pants. Who cares, right? And that simpy behavior, if repeated in terms of like having a humble Instagram, you know, like you look at an Instagram of a famous person and it looks, how to say this, too professional. Like if it was someone who you know from real life, you would think it is fake. So either you are like famous and you have the blue check mark on Instagram and you have such a profile, but if you do have that profile without the following, you look fake. So yeah, you will need the following if you want to pull off something like this, right? But the fact that it is so meticulously done, like only pictures of perfect angles. If you go to any person who has more than 20k subs, followers actually on Instagram, you scroll down and you will not see the picture from 2006 where like he was fat. You wouldn't see his pictures before his hair transplant if he had one. Like if someone got something major, like he restructured his face or whatnot, he would not be putting pictures of the before on his page unless he's getting paid for it, like it's an advertisement. Like for example, a doctor did some surgery on him and now he's doing advertisement for that doctor by letting the pictures like online, and then he's getting paid for it. At least he's getting paid for it. But if you gain no points from being honest, like why would you do that? Why would you be coming forward with your worst self? Why would you show people like a random selfie? Like you go on a dating profile and like you do take a picture like this and you post it. Why wouldn't you go pay like $50 to a professional photographer? I'm sorry, I don't know how much it costs in your country. Maybe photographers take more, but it is worth it if you actually want to try dating. And even if you are an average guy, like downloading the app, putting like 2 pictures you took from school, you know, in Burger King with your friends, and then wondering why the app doesn't work. And of course, refusing to pay for the app. But I don't want to talk about dating app right now. I'm going to do that on a whole like separate video. But when you don't even give it a fair try and then you say like, oh, dating apps don't work for the average man. I mean, if you are actually an average man, then yes, they don't work no matter what you do. But if you think that you have a chance, like if you have good qualities to you, then give it a proper try. Make the best dating profile or the best Instagram page that you can. Do what Sydney Sweeney does. Make yourself as sexually appealing as possible. Maybe then you will have a chance. At least we can say that you gave it a fair try. Okay? This was Guidance Vault, and I'm retweeting.